In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how you can land your first remote job. But before anything else, I want you to ask yourself, are you actually ready? If you got hired today and your client give you a task, could you deliver it professionally, on time, and without any excuses? A lot of people say, I want a remote job, but I don't think they really know what it means. Working remotely does give you a location freedom, but it is still work. It's not like you're just gonna lay down all day in your PJ, having a chill day with minimum tasks. It still takes patience, consistency, and hard work. And if that's you and you're serious about putting in the work, then grab your notebook because I'm going to share some effective ways people are landing remote job right now. So let's start with the most important thing. You need to have your resume ready. Now, a lot of people make a mistake of using the same old CV they used years ago. And what you have to realize is a remote job CV is slightly different from a regular job. So here are a couple of things that you want to include in your CV. First is clear job title at the top. You want to make it obvious what you do. So instead of saying freelancer, make it more specific. Are you a virtual assistant, social media manager, or customer support? Second one, you want to include a skill section that match remote work. For example, do you know how to use tools like Zoom, Trello, Slack, plus soft skills like time management and communication? Communication, especially written communication, is very important when you're doing remote job because most of the time you're communicating with your employer, team, or client through email or chat. If you have a remote work experience, you also want to include it in your resume. But even if you've never had a remote job, you can also include your past experience as a freelancer, side hustles, volunteer work, or even project that you've done before that includes online collaboration. And you want to keep it short. So ideally 1 page or maximum 2 pages because you gotta remember recruiters are scanning through a lot of job applicants. So you want to make it as effective as you can for the recruiters. Now I know some of you might be thinking, I don't have any remote skills, where should I start? And I totally get it because this was me years ago. I actually graduated from medical school, so I had zero experience in digital work. And what I did was I invested in myself. I took an online course to learn about remote skills. And since I'm interested in digital marketing, that is exactly what I learned. Digital marketing opens so many doors for me because if you think about it, every businesses needs marketing. Whether it's social media, ads, email campaign, or copywriting, the demand is endless. Which is why I always recommend if you feel stuck, then invest in an online course that teach you a high demand skills. For me, it was digital marketing, but for you, it might be design, project management, customer service, tech sales, or even copywriting. And if digital marketing sounds interesting for you, I will leave a link down below for a free masterclass for the course that I would recommend. Because honestly, having the right course so you can learn all of the important stuff is what will give you confidence to apply for that remote job. Okay, now let's talk about where to find remote job. The best place to find remote job for beginner is LinkedIn. And if your LinkedIn profile is fully optimized, you don't even have to apply for jobs. Opportunities will start coming to you. I have personally experienced this myself. Once my profile is fully optimized, where it clearly showcases my skills, my experience, and the type of work that I wanted to do, hiring managers and business owners start sending me a message, so I didn't even have to apply. So here are some steps that you can do to optimize your profile. You want to use a clear and professional headline. So be specific about the role that you want to do. And you want to highlight your key remote skills and achievements. So for example, instead of saying that you have an experience working as a social media manager for 2 to 3 years, mention the things that you have managed to accomplish within those 2 or 3 years. Either it's to boost traffic by 40% or increase audience to certain numbers. And you can also include a summary of what values can you bring. Your summary should answer these simple questions. Who are you, what you do, and why should I hire you? So to give you an example here, you can say, I help small businesses grow their online business presence by creating engaging social media content, managing emails, and streamlining daily operations. And now for those of you who want to be proactive, I actually have one hack that will help you land a remote job. So this trick is called the Boolean search. Basically, a Boolean search is a method for refining search result by combining keywords, for example, and, or, are not, to narrow or broaden your query. So let me show you exactly how to do this. First, you can go to the LinkedIn search box and you want to use a quotation mark and type in the position that you're looking for. For example, social media manager, quotation mark, and put hiring. So what you do by this is you filter out all of the job positions that have been posted for the past 24 hours. And this will show you all the new job posts, and you got to see it before hundreds of other job hunters see them. So if you want to find something immediately, usually these tips really work. So with LinkedIn, you've got 2 ways to land a remote job. You want to make your LinkedIn profile attract opportunities to come to you, and you can use the Boolean search to proactively look for a new job opportunities. Now the next method is my personal favorite because it puts you in control, which is cold pitching. So basically with cold pitching, that means you are reaching out to the company or to the businesses where you think you have an opportunity to work with. So here's the process that I usually do. First, I search for companies that are in my niche. So you want to determine what niche you're in. Even if you're doing SEO, copywriting, social media, sales, or other remote job, it's very important to niche down. So for example, if you have experience with F&B businesses, then you can search for other F&B businesses, visit their website, take a look at their blog posts, their Instagram, their design, their copy, and then ask yourself, where can I add value? So maybe their blog isn't updated, maybe their email marketing is weak. And then you want to go back to LinkedIn and find the decision maker, whether it's the recruiter, the head of marketing, or the founder. And then you can send them a message or email that is specific. I'll give you a quick example. Hi, and you want to include their name. I was checking out your blog and noticed some posts haven't been updated in months. That's a missed opportunity for SEO and traffic. I would love to help you refresh it. Here's what I do. So this helps because you're not begging for a job. You're actually solving a problem and proving your value. 4 out of 5 times when I do this, it always works. Some of my clients hired me immediately because they realized they're leaving a lot of money on the table, and that's your strength point if you can help them boost sales and visibility. Lastly, don't ignore job boards. Websites like Simply Hires, We Work Remotely, or even Upwork are one of the best places to get started. The trick is not to just apply randomly, but like what I said before, you want to niche down. If you're a virtual assistant, target an e-commerce brand. If you're a copywriter, maybe target a SaaS companies. And also, please be careful with scams because I noticed there's a lot of remote work scams nowadays. If a job promises you big money with little work or ask you to pay something upfront, that is a red flag. So you want to stick to trusty websites. But that's all for this video. I hope you learned a couple things here. And also let me know in the comment section down below, what is your biggest struggle with finding or landing a remote job? If you're not subscribed yet, then make sure to click the subscribe button and like this video. And I'll see you on my next one. Bye!